Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another interview vlog of Punta Cana Wellness. Today, I have the honor to be in the presence of Dr. Luis Lopez Tallaj from Punta Cana Rejuvenation Center. Welcome, doctor. Welcome, welcome, and welcome, and welcome. Thank you for this opportunity.
Hello, thank you very much.
So let's jump in right away. Where does Punta Cana Rejuvenation Center idea come from?
Well, I have been in plastic surgery practice since 17 years ago. And since 5 years ago, I'm turning my practice into touch-ups, so non-invasive cosmetic procedures to enhance the appearance of our facial appearance and our well-being and our lifestyle. So, like I have been for 5 years in the Punta Cana area at Punta Cana Doctors, I saw that nobody was taking care of this kind of patient that live here because they are investing, they are working, or they are traveling, or they decide to share their life between Punta Cana and their original countries. And everybody is wondering about aging. And everybody want to have longevity, and they want to modify some kind of treatments that are not the habitual or the classic medical approach, since the medical field or the medical industry is corrupted by money. So never in your life you go to a physician, it can be a cardiologist, and he won't ask an anti-aging marker for you. They will just treat the symptoms, and they will release what you are feeling, but you won't have a cure. So nowadays, since I did my master in anti-aging medicine in Sevilla University in Spain, I learned a lot of things that can make us feel better and enhance our mitochondrial support, so our cells will function properly and they won't be senescent cells. There's something nowadays, I won't bother the audience with kind of terms that are not friendly for everybody, like telomeres and a lot of things that is happening in your body. Me, for example, I did an homocysteine test 5 months ago, and it was double the value that it has to be. But I did it myself because I want to see how it was. It's a cardiac predictor. So it was very high. So now I'm having a treatment by myself with some vitamin B and other kind of folic acid to lower it down, so I can have a better cardiac health for the future. I'm perfect. I did a computerized, it's called angiotac. I did an angiotac, and my arteries are clean, 100% clean. But in 10 years, if I don't solve this problem with the homocysteine, I will have problems.
Wow, that's really interesting. So right now, what you're doing is not only putting yourself into, okay, so let me do a filling here, I'll do a filling there. You are going beyond. You are actually thinking, look, you can be completely healthy right now, but in 10 years, you may have this issue, and this treatment can help you to correct that.
Yes, for example, nobody knows, or most of the audience don't know, that the vitamin D3 is below the optimum level in all patients after 40 years old. In half of the patients, they have a low level. So it's bad for your health, for metabolism, for your heart, and for a lot of things. But most of the physicians, they don't ask for this test. And for example, in Latin America, nobody asks you for that. So everybody after 40 years old has to have D3 supplement forever.
Wow, I'm clueless about. And now you're giving me that. I'm like, holy cow, really? I never realized that. I never even thought about it. And I mean, and vitamins are so important for just to keep us going on an everyday average stuff.
Yes,
So
but it's not the classic multivitamins treatment. It doesn't work. It was
oh,
something from the past. Nowadays, we have molecules that have been developed in the last 4 years, 5 years, that they go directly straight to the inside of the cells to revitalize it and to put the engine of the cell, which is the mitochondria, to work properly. So there will be a better function of the
so
cells.
it's something that I will have to go and get it administered. So it's not that I can go into the pharmacy and buy a supplement of multivitamins with D3.
Yes, but you can have a CoQ10, for example. You go and you have a 200 milligrams and you have one every day. It will help a lot with the mitochondrial support. I have it myself, I do it. But we have the IV drips. We
I
have,
was going to ask you about that. I saw a post of you when you were saying, I'm coming back from vacation and I want to have the energy to keep working and to keep going because, sometimes people take a vacation and they need a vacation from the vacation.
yes,
That
that's it.
happens. I mean, we all do it at some point. So what is that all about? What was that all about?
It's all about oxidative stress. So what happened? Our cells, they produce a substance that is called glutathione. Glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant in nature. But what happened with aging? That the capacity of its production in our bodies, in our cells, is slow, and each time is less, and we can't deal with the amount of oxidative stress. So when you are stressed, when you get tired, when you have problems with your liver, when you have your skin that you want to lighten a little, so we can have an IV drip of glutathione, and in 2 or 3 hours you will feel different from what you were feeling before the treatment.
2 or 3 hours, that fast?
Yes, and it comes itself, glutathione itself, it comes with a high dose of vitamin C, and it comes also in a presentation with CoQ10. So it goes inside the cells, inside the bloodstream, and it targets the cells, and you will notice immediately the result. So we have another
And
substance.
this is like a treatment series, or is it just one time I do it and that's it? How does that work?
It depends on your condition. How do you feel? How stressful you are? What kind of job do you have? How often do you travel? When you are changing your environment often, you are in a cabin with a lot of people, that you can have the flu, I can have another virus.
Oh
We
my
are
God, yeah.
breathing 5, 8 hours in a flight. So it cleans your organs inside, and you will feel better and your immunity will go high. So we have individualized treatment for each condition. For example, a patient with a cardiac failure, we have D-Ribose IV, so we can regenerate the myocardium. For example,
Wow.
yes, with an aging patient with renal problems, with liver problems, that they are tired, a post-bariatric patient, for example, they need inside the cells some nutrients that the stomach, like it was reduced, is not in the capacity of producing or absorbing. And the same thing happened in the elder patient, that the cells are the capacity of the mitochondria is very low. So it won't work properly, and they feel a lot of things. Even arthritis, we have DMSO. So we can make you a sequence of treatments, IP drip, that in a month you will be another person. So
Wow.
this is
This
the
is really
anti-aging,
interesting.
this is anti-aging medicine. Of course, we perform Botox, thermal fillers, PRP, uh, this kind of substances, Kybella for the double chin, but this is a cosmetic treatment. We are focused here in Punta Cana Rejuvenation Center in the anti-aging treatments, lifestyles, and at the end, the touch-ups of what we have been doing for 17 years.
Yeah, sounds really interesting. So you're really focusing on longevity. You're really focusing on, let me really enhance your well-being. not only for right now, but we're looking into the years to come and the
That's it.
days to come. I mean, someone with arthritis, someone with, for example, the bariatric surgery that you just said, they are going through a process in their well-being and their lives where they really need a lot of support. I mean, a bariatric client, a bariatric patient really needs a lot of support, not only like you mentioned, like the stomach just shrank, but there's a lot of things that go with that. It's not just like they cut the stomach and put a new one. It's like there's a lot of things that goes with that complex. And
Yeah.
it's really interesting. I mean, when you mentioned something like, well, how is your lifestyle? For example, I'm a frequent traveler. I travel for work. That's what normally I do. I'm on the airport more, sometimes more than I'm at home. Uh, and so I'm like very interested in what you just said. Like you were in this can with a bunch of people, 200 people for a bunch of hours. And like, oh, I always say like, oh my God, I need an airborne. I need something to put me up the defenses. I need to, drink more water or like all these kind of things because it tends to get a lot. You tend to like feel depleted in a lot of ways because of that interaction, because of that environment. So that treatment that you're mentioning, so a person that is a frequent traveler, let's say they decide to go to Punta Cana for, let's put it at 2 weeks, 2 weeks time. If they want to feel better, how many times do you think it will be good for them to go into your office and have these drop-ins while
If
in there like on vacationing or just resting? Let's just not say the vacation word because sometimes take it as I'm going to be drinking and partying and everything. I will say it's a wellness vacation. I just want to rest and disconnect and detoxify. So if I'm going with that intent, but I only have a limited time of 2 weeks, how would you handle that?
I will handle it one when you arrive and one the day before your departure or same day before your departure. So
Nice.
you release what you brought and you go brand new.
Wow, that sounds great. That's really coming back glowing from your vacation. I'm sure that people are going to be like, are you sure you were on vacation? Because you look like glowing right now. Like the glow is everywhere.
And you know that when we are on vacation, we drink a little more than we usually do, and the liver will be a little stressed. So what you will bring back home, you can let it here with one treatment of glutathione. But for
Wow.
example, in you women, the doctors, the gynecologists, the GO never measure the testosterone level. When we are getting into the menopause, you need testosterone
Yeah.
because your libido is going down. You feel the hot flashes. You don't have your metabolism is frozen, so you get a little extra pounds. You don't, yes, you don't feel like in a good mood. So we have the testosterone pellets that you can put it in your hips with a very small incision, and it will work for 6 months, releasing the right testosterone amount that your body needs to fight against this physiological process that you are having, which is menopause.
Really? Does it have to be like in really menopause, or can people get it around my age in premenopause? Like,
After,
because
after 40 years old.
honestly, this hot flashes sometimes they get like, oh my God, I'm dying here, and all of a sudden you're freezing, and all of a sudden you're sweating. It's like
Yeah.
all these kind of things. So premenopause can be used as well.
And the depression that comes together.
Wow,
Yes.
wow, really
So this
interesting.
is the kind of treatment. We have a bioidentical hormone replacement also in our offer here in Punta Cana Rejuvenation Center. So we treat the inside of the patient that will reflect your skin and your mood after the effect of those treatments that we offer here.
Wow, this is really interesting. I mean, you are just giving us so much information, and we thank you for that because, and when everybody can think about anti-aging, they normally go through, like, you know, the fillers and the Botox, and let's put this up, and let's put this up, and let's put this up, and let me do this. So it's like, I'm gonna look younger, but your approach, it's really interesting, because you are giving an approach that you're gonna work with the inside first. You're gonna detect what's going on with you physically, and let's address it. Let's
We are,
go for it.
we are approaching the inner you first, and then the outside.
Wow, that sounds really, it's interesting, and I am glad that we're having this conversation, because it's even clarifying to me. It's even like, you know, like having, I have a different perspective now on the services that you guys are providing, that you have put time and effort to investigate and specialize in it, so you can really offer it to not only all the Punta Cana residents, but most interest our bloggers viewers, because all these people are wellness travelers, and what they want is to enhance their well-being. What they want is to be able to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take a vacation in Punta Cana, and while I'm there, I want to come back glowing. I don't want to come back wasted. And this is like a nice, very nice opportunity to do so. And this is really, really good to know. How about um, any kind of, when you approach a patient, let's say someone that comes with that framework of 2 weeks, and you approach a patient like this really stressed, one of those hard case studies that you have had in your hand, can you share one of those with us, how you handle it, what happened, is the person happy now, what happened there? Have you been in, I mean, as a doctor, I imagine all the stuff that you've seen. I'm not going to ask you for that, because I can imagine, I can only imagine. But if you can share one of those personal experiences where you, as a person and also as a doctor, will able to like help someone, would be great.
Yes, first of all, I must tell you that, for example, the substances that we use in our practice are not available in the market, even in the States or even here in the Caribbean. We have to order it to drugstores, manipulation drugstores in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Switzerland, or Italy, because they are not available because of the interest of the pharmaceutical industry. So, for example, I have the owner of a restaurant here that was talking to me about his father, that his cardiologist told him that he has a very important heart failure, and he has arthritis that he can drive because when he it hurts. So I told him, let's do something. I have a treatment with D-ribose and DMSO. Let's clean his liver and his organs, and let's start this IV drip. And 4 weeks after that, he went to his cardiologist. The ejection of his heart, it was the double that it was. It was 20 and it was in 40. It doesn't mean that he's a healthy guy. No, he's 70, he's fat, he has heart failure, he drinks, but he improved his well-being in around 60% with just a cycle of 8 IV drips, 2 per week.
So
So this is a
basically,
cycle that he will repeat each 3 months, and he will be
so
another person.
so basically, you're giving this gentleman at least 5 to 10 years more of life
Yes. And
every time that he gets this treatment.
advising what he has to do, and he has to stop. He can have this, that, or this, and he has to eat that thing, drink that thing, this kind of water, and whatever. For example, when you reach in Sao Paulo to the Albert Einstein Hospital with an infarction, with a stroke, heart stroke, the first thing that they put into your vein is CoQ10, a big dose to regenerate those cells that are dying because of the obstruction of the artery, to make it survive and start the mitochondrial working again. But this kind of thing is like an experiment. It's a trial. Usually you go to any hospital in the States or in Europe, they won't do that. It's not business. They
Yeah,
have
it's
to,
not.
they
It's
have
not,
to,
because you're saving the patient. You're
they have to
basically,
open their chest and
yeah,
spend all of this material that will cost like $200,000, because the industry is like war. we have to sell missiles and whatever because we have to sell it and earn money. That's it.
Wow. I mean, I'm just right now thinking that we have you in the portal as anti-aging, but I think I have to put you as longevity. Like just put a category just for you. I mean, it's incredible what you are sharing with us. It's not, I mean, it's of course it's anti-aging medicine and I understand now what that means more better, but at the same time, you are giving me even a hope for so many people out there that might be just tired and exhausted of having a pharmacy on their desk full of different, like a rainbow of pills and like extreme like secondary effects medications and stuff like that, that one way are helping and the other way are just like killing the other side.
You are worsening, you are getting worse, so you can buy more expensive drugs and you pass away without a penny. That's what they want.
Wow. Wow. Let me ask you this, and this is a little bit like looking forward and into the future. Have this technology, these improvements and type of resources that you guys have available in Punta Cana Rejuvenation Center, and also that you mentioned, like, you know, to specialty drugstores in Italy and Europe and Switzerland, is it applicable to cancer patients? Because
Of course it is.
here in the
Of
United
course.
States, there's a trend, there's a new wave of people looking for alternative treatments, alternative ways of treating their cancer, like to be able to do it in a way that the body works for them. So does this works?
Yes, we are working with preventive medicine. It's like an integrative practice to avoid certain things. For example, when you go to your oncologist, somebody has a cancer, go to the oncologist. They never say stop sugar, stop milk, don't eat cereals, have metmorphine, have a high dose of D3 vitamin. No, they don't do that. They want to chemotherapy you to destroy your bloodstream, and so you can buy a lot of things for emesis, hyperemesis, and all of the drugs that comes with that. And you have to go to radiotherapy, and you have to let all the money that you earned when you were working at the hospital. That's the
Yes.
idea. So there are a lot of things that you stopping doing that and having some supplements, you improve your life span twice or a double of what you were having if you were to the traditional oncology treatment.
Wow. This is amazing. I'm sure that everyone here is gonna super enjoy this conversation because I mean I am very impressed and I am really interested. I'm really interested. I'm like, okay, when am I going to Punta Cana again? Because I'm sitting in that chair and I'm gonna have one of these going on. So I can actually, you know, have it on and say, like, I did it. It's really good. It's really happening. I thank you so much, not only for your time, but I also thank you in the name of everyone that is looking in alternative, for looking into this kind of things, for, you know, going a little bit to the side of what traditional medicine is. Like you said, you are on the road to really create a rejuvenation for people, like giving people a long longevity away from like the traditional medicine, like you call it, the business, because that's what has become. Unfortunately, that's what it is.
And let me tell you that we go so preventive that we wrote a book for kids that is called Eat and Grow. Eat and Grow.
You did.
It's for kids from 6 years old on. It's like those kids book that they are
Yeah,
friends with.
like comics, like they can read easy. Yeah.
It's a lot of drawings and that. And we won a prize in Michigan that we will receive on the 9th, next Saturday, not tomorrow, the other one, which is the Moonbeam Awards. We had a medal and we're gonna receive it in Michigan, in Traverse City. And it's already available in 7 languages in Amazon. But the
Oh
main
my
thing
God.
for this book,
Send me that link. I'm going to publish that. I'm going to definitely publish that so everybody here will be access to have that book. and to read it. And to anyone that would like to contact Dr. Luis, we have a contact form on his profile. We also are going to have a link to his website, and any questions and anything, he is more than welcome and more than happy to help us and to answer those. And I'm sure that after this interview, you're going to be receiving a lot of questions and a lot of queries. I mean, it's like I said, it's way more beyond than just fixing my face. You are actually fixing us. You want to fix us from the inside out so we can really glow, and we appreciate you for that. Thank you for your time, everyone. Thank you for being here with us, and here's to wellness. And have a great day, everybody. We enjoy you and we appreciate you. Thank you, Dr. Luis.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Okay.